Are you prefacing it?
Not really.
Okay.
Say and spell your name.
Who?
Papa.
My name is Leonard H. Goldberg. Leonard. Howard Middle. Howard. Excuse me, you gotta start over. It's Harold, not Howard.
And he says I'm losing it.
Well, did I correct myself?
You can go. Keep going. Correct.
My name is Leonard Harold Goldberg. Leonard. Harold Goldberg. Born
What?
in South Baltimore, which is known as Pigtown, Baltimore, in 1938. July 4th, 1938.
G-Ma?
My name is Evelyn Goldberg. Evelyn Goldberg.
And you were born when and where?
I was born in Baltimore, Maryland, June 26, 1937.
All right. All right, Pop. Tell me about your childhood.
My childhood? I had a good childhood. My father had a store in South Baltimore, and we lived in the house behind the storefront. That's where I grew up.
What street you grow up on?
717 West Cross Street. And
Cross Street has changed a lot.
it certainly has. Progress and technology has changed everything.
Have you gone down Cross Street recently?
Yes, I have. It's gone.
Well,
My,
Cross Street's
my
big.
house is gone, and it's completely different.
What's over there?
We had, at that time, we had cobblestone streets. We had streetcars, and at the Inner Harbor, they used to run the pigs there through the cobblestone streets, right down the middle of the street, and took them to slaughter. And now the Inner Harbor is beautiful with all types of stores, and it's great to see.
I have no idea where I was born.
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
I have two brothers. One, Harry, the oldest, and I can't even say it.
I'll say it for you. Carl.
Carl.
I mean, not Carl.
Ralph,
See, I even forgot.
which we are not on speaking terms.
All right, G-Ma. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up till I was about 6 in Baltimore.
Did you guys know each other in Baltimore?
No.
Where in Baltimore did you grow up?
Pulaski.
I guess it was Pulaski Street. And then my father, at his older age, learned how to drive. And we decided to go to Tucson, Arizona,
Speak up.
because my mother missed her cousin so badly. They were like sisters. And she went to Arizona because of her arthritis. So we decided to move to Arizona to live. And we went to Arizona. I loved Arizona.
Until the age
You loved Arizona because of the
Yeah.
heat?
No, it was just people were friendly and the weather was nice and
When was the last time you were in Arizona? when you
I
were
was
6?
13 maybe. I
Yeah.
lived there till I was about 13. And,
Did you drive to Arizona?
my father learned how to drive, and we drove to Arizona.
How'd you get back here? Did you drive?
Yeah, my father, not me. And
Get back. Okay.
Because your mother's cousin moved
my
back.
mother had a husband who was terrible. And
Not
he
your
did-
mother. No.
my mother's cousin, husband, took her away from Arizona. And there was my mother said there's no reason staying here without her. So we moved back to Baltimore.
Your
And
father
I even
was-
remember the address, 1047 North 2nd Avenue
In Baltimore or
in
Arizona?
Arizona.
How about what your father did?
He was a tailor, a great tailor.
That he did clothes for people would call him,
Yeah.
send him the material, and ask
He
him,
was a wonderful tailor. They say,
Sam.
Mr. Sam, please make me something. They didn't care what he made them. He just sent them a bunch of material. He thought that woman needed a suit. He made them a suit. You know, he was very talented.
How did you both meet?
We both worked at Cat's Paw Rubber Company when we were in our teens, and that's in South Baltimore, and that's where we met.
My boss set us up
How do you know?
because my boss liked him and he liked me, and he made us work together.
What did you guys work on?
I first was in the shipping department, and then I moved over to the office.
How did you find that job?
Me?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, I'll tell you about how I found the job.
Yeah, you tell me.
Because you wouldn't be here if I didn't make this big mistake. I looked for jobs, and I said, wait a minute, that sounds like I could do that job. And I went, and it was Cat's Paw Rubber Company. And when I got there, I talked to the boss, and he said, that's not the job that I had. I said, but it says it in the paper. Just because I quit school because my mother died and all. I didn't have a whole lot of education. And he said, no, I wanted a stenographer or this, that. I said, are you kidding me? A typist? I said, well, I can type. He says, but let's get the paper. And I could tell he liked me and he was going to find me a job even if it wasn't the job in the paper. If I hadn't have made that mistake,
So you just misread the paper?
he showed me it was the one under. If I hadn't have made that mistake, I
You
would
wouldn't
not
have
have
met
met him. If I wouldn't have met him, you wouldn't have been here because I wouldn't have married him. and your father wouldn't have been here. So you're a product of a mistake.
How did you find it, Papa? Let me make sure this is actually going.
I really don't know.
Well, you live
I-
close by.
I lived in the area, and it was like just a few minutes away, and they hired me. I was out of high school.
Do you guys remember your first date?
No. Do you remember?
I don't think those days you really dated. You just went somewhere. Oh,
Where'd you go?
Oh, God. That's a lot of years ago.
At this stage of the game, it's tough to say.
What was the favorite thing you guys did with each other? Where'd you like to go?
Probably movies.
Yeah. Maybe the movies back then. Dances.
Oh, he loved to dance.
Did you know how to dance?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Not the way he danced. He was a good dancer.
Where'd you get married?
You.
On Park, there was a hall on Park Heights Avenue in 1958, which in June the 15th of 1958, and it'll be 60 years this coming June.
Why did you move from Baltimore to Laurel?
I was working in D.C. and I liked it, and we decided to make the move.
Jim, I'll tell the story about the hair salon with Stallone.
Oh, well,
Sylvester's father.
just that I probably passed up something very important, you know. Because I went into a beauty salon that was owned by a very famous man's
Father.
brother.
Father.
Well, no, it was his brother. That wasn't his father that owned the salon, I don't think. But
That's
anyway,
what she told me.
maybe. I could be wrong. Who knows? And he saw my hair. He said, "Who does your hair?" I said, "I do my hair." Because I never went to the beauty parlor. He says, "Make me a pin curl." So I made a pin curl. He said, "I'd like you to work here. and you'll be one of my..." I said, "No, I don't think so." And I passed it up, but I didn't know that he was some big beautician's relative.
Was this
you know.
before or after you met?
Way before. I was a young teenager.
Is this in Baltimore?
Mm-hmm.
But I always had talent for hair.
And food.
I had
And art.
and art, and they kept all my drawings, in school. And I would recommend to anybody when they say, "Can I keep this?" Think about it before you hand it over. You'll never see it again. Because they'll show it to their different classes, but you'll never see something that you really did well again.
You have some that you still have that you did.
Not in school.
No.
They kept my stuff. They had my pictures hanging in the Heckmay Company in Arizona.
Is Heckmade Company still around?
I don't know, in Arizona, they
There
have
might
the
be
Heck
one
Company.
or two around still.
Who's your favorite son? Kidding.
Wait a minute, I was thinking. Why don't you ask me who my favorite grandson is?
Who's your favorite grandson?
It's a tie.
The big competition.
Big competition.
I love them both. You
Yes,
know
we
them, by
both.
the way?
Nope, I don't know. Some schmucks.
Anyhow, we moved to Washington. We lived at 9408 Adelphi Road. And we stayed there a couple years. I was working for a company on 7th Street in installment business. And then we moved to Spring Hill Lake in Greenbelt, Maryland, and in an apartment there. We lived there on and off for 10 years. We moved to Richmond, Virginia for a year and a half, and then moved back to Spring Hill Lake Apartments, where I went into the insurance business.
But if you want to know anything about me, is the best thing is I am the animal lover. So if anybody comes under me and they love animals, they'll know that they take after me. All
Tell us
animals.
about all your pets.
I've had many dogs throughout my life. I've had cats. I've had birds. I've had ferrets. I've had
Hamsters.
I've had a lot of different animals. And
What was your favorite pet?
right here, not the most beautiful.
His name is Shaq, after the basketball player. You see how big he is, so that's why he
That's
was
why
named,
he was named that, because he was handed down to us by somebody who,
was bipolar.
yeah. And bipolar people have a way of, they're not
Yes.
bad people, but you can be petting the dog one moment and then doing something bad to him the next, even though they love him. So that's why he kind of distrusts people. But
Anyhow, after the insurance business, what did I do? I had a little side business also in the installment business back in Baltimore. And then I met a gentleman. We went into business, to the video business back in 1985. And we got a little lucky, bought 2 stores, paid a ton of money. Didn't have any money back then. We had moved to Laurel, Maryland back in 1972. So we hocked the house. I don't know if we borrowed any money or not.
you're always borrowing money.
But we bought 2 stores, one in Olney, and one in Suitland, Maryland. Oh no, excuse me. One in Route 29 and University Boulevard, Silver Spring. They were 2 small stores, and we got a little lucky. We came in and changed the video business around with some great innovations, and from there we went from 2 to 6 in about a couple years.
And it's a good thing we had a son. We had 2 sons, but thank God we had one son who got married and gave us grandchildren.
Right.
What
I was
What's
in
the
business for 25 years. I had split up with my partner in 1995. In 1 year he closed up 3 of his stores. I kept my stores, which were in PG County, Maryland, till 2010. At which time I got kidney cancer and closed up the last store and survived that. I'm still here to talk about it. And in 2015 I had 2 knee replacements. And this is 2018.
and you're walking like you're 20.
Walking with no pain. Got a little hip and back problem, but not bad enough to worry me. And I'm happy as can be. Thank my man upstairs.
Gima, what's the secret of growing tomatoes?
Well, number 1 is sun, which I probably won't have anymore.
You got a lot of sun right there.
Not there. But we don't have the my neighbors, when it starts filling in,
There are trees blocking
the
this.
trees block everything. I'm going to have to find a different spot because it becomes shade. You have to have hours of sun, not just, you know.
Yeah, like on top of my roof.
Yes.
Yeah, because
Ideal spot.
All right, so sun's one.
I don't know what I'm going to do because that's one of my
What's
pleasures.
another thing?
One of my pleasures is
What's your other pleasures?
Doing your lawn work and
doing my
gardening.
yard.
planting your flowers. She has
I always mowed my lawn. I always edged my lawn. I always fertilized my lawn. I never had anybody do that for me. Right now, I've hurt my back. I don't know if it's going to get better or not. And we'll see what happens. I have to hire somebody for the first time to come out. They'll be out here later. You know?
What was that thing you told me about cooking tomatoes?
Cook
Something about
fried tomatoes?
Yeah. Everyone fries green tomatoes, but you fry red ones.
Yeah, right. That's right. Because it's fried green tomatoes. You know, I remember a girlfriend called me. She says, "Oh, I'm frying tomatoes." I said, "Oh, that's nice. I'm frying them too." She says, "Oh, I thought you said you don't make fried green tomatoes." I said, "I don't. I make fried red tomatoes." She said, "Oh, that must taste terrible." I said, "Well, why don't you come over? I'm in the middle of frying." She came over and she said, "Oh, I don't know if I'll ever fry them green again."
What kind of tomatoes were they? Do you remember?
What's you
The
mean?
type of tomato.
Just a nice tomato.
The big plump red
Yeah.
tomato.
Season them and dip them in breadcrumbs and fry them.
Papa, what's your favorite food?
Oh man, spaghetti, I guess. Let me ask you a
Red
question.
sauce spaghetti.
Spaghetti, tomato sauce, right?
Yeah.
Garlic
I like-
bread,
I
a
like-
nice salad, nice romaine salad.
Hmm.
Let me ask you a question. And can I run down a family tree that I can go? But it's only take 5 minutes.
Might as well. I mean, you can if you want, but I'm gonna take that.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay, you can have it.
Yeah.
No problem.
Unless you have memories about the people you're talking about.
Well, no. I mean, I do. I have memories of my father, Morris Goldberg, and my mother, Rose, and who their family, was. My father had. I can tell you about that. He had 5 brothers and 1 sister. My mother had 3 brothers.
I'm more interested in just your personalities.
Okay, that's fine too.
Family tree, you can
Our
always...
sense. Your mother has a good sense of humor. That's her.
Not her, it's his grandmother.
Oh.
What's your favorite food, Gima?
Probably a good steak.
Cooked to the bone, right?
I don't like it cooked real,
You like it medium,
Yes.
pink center?
Pink
Yeah.
center. There you go.
So not like Dad.
Huh?
Not like Dad, who likes it well done.
You mean Pop Pop?
No, Dad.
If he likes it well done?
His
Medium
father,
well.
your son,
I
Steve.
know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he doesn't...
Yeah.
He didn't take it after you.
He likes it well done? I don't remember that.
Like lightly pink,
Oh, okay.
but not bloody.
I don't like it bloody.
No way.
I think he probably like it the same way you guys like it.
The only thing I'll eat is filet mignon. Anything that I have to chew.
Well, I like
That's
filet mignon. Can't always get filet mignon.
Anything that doesn't melt in your mouth?
That's correct. If it doesn't melt, I don't want it.
I don't know what else.
I remember when Stevens and Scott were very much alike. I remember one time we were driving in the car, and my windshield wipers weren't working, and it had started to rain, and I stopped the car and I said, "Somebody go in the trunk and get some socks." My windshield wipers were like worn out. They didn't know what I wanted the socks for, and I put it on my windshield wipers, and socks were flying across the window. The two of them were so embarrassed. They were hiding down in the seats. I said, "Oh my God, it's only, I don't have windshield wipers." But the two of them were down there and hiding, like, it's horrible.
How old were they? They were young.
They were young, but God, to be embarrassed by such a thing, the two of them, oh my God.
That's funny.
So, but both of them were good kids. They were. Never had any trouble from either one of them. No.
You didn't have enough questions thought up.
I don't know. I didn't write them down. I was gonna wing it. I'm not good at asking questions.
Yeah. Well, we're probably not good at answering them either.
Yeah, it's whatever.
We could have organized something if we had planned it.
Well, it's hard to plan things with you guys.
Well, I didn't know what you were even going to do.
I just wanted to ask you questions.
About
Everything. Anything. This is
our
this
life
is
story.
This is going in a time machine. What do you call that? Time capsule, and
Well,
thrown in the ground.
In the ground.
I learned how to gamble when I was a young guy.
Oh, bringing that up, huh?
Well, if you want to know,
Yeah, I
know.
wish.
And I've already told them my story. Is that right? Sort of.
When? About gambling?
Yeah.
I didn't hear it. I know it, but I didn't hear it.
While I was working in D.C., I used to go for lunch in this place on Bladensburg Road, Northeast. It was a Baltimore delicatessen. A man named Manny Liebskin owned it. And this guy from Baltimore, Irving, Frank.
Why don't you just tell me your
One day he came in and said, "Come on, go to the racetrack with me."
Oh.
I said, "I don't know nothing about racetrack or
Now
anything."
that's all he knows.
He said, "Come on, I'll show you." So I went with him. And of course I won. So there was the beginning. And in
So is there a life lesson in this story?
the life lesson, well,
Plan to go into
here,
debt.
here's the thing. When I went into the video business and we got lucky. I owned racehorses. We lived a pretty decent. I'm not proud of everything, but we used to go to Vegas 4 or 5 times a year.
That's from
Atlantic
business.
City.
Business. The business you went.
What do you mean the business?
We don't need
We
to talk about gambling.
That's right. Okay, well then let's forget about it. Erase it. Shima didn't like gambling, but I taught her how to play blackjack. She liked
I
that.
had no choice.
She sat
Are you
down
good
8
at it?
hours.
Huh?
You good at it?
I didn't lose. I didn't win no big money, but I could.
She bet small.
I like blackjack because it's like you can sit there for 2 hours and go even.
There you go.
I mean, because he disappeared gambling. I had to do something. I wasn't sitting standing at a table going, oh, like the rest of them. It just wasn't my thing. With the dice and all.
All right.
And thank God,
Oh, look at the spider.
thank God,
Is it gone?
Yeah, he's gone now.
Scott probably could have been a gambler, but I don't think he had the money to gamble. And Steve, your father doesn't gamble.
No.
Nah.
And if he did like it, his wife wouldn't like it, and he wouldn't do it because his wife didn't like it.
If you could say one thing to someone in 100 years, what would it be?
If I could say one thing to someone,
Yeah. To put them on a path of good living.
wow, that's pretty tough. I would say look at how advanced we are now. I would have never believed we would be in this way now, traveling into space, whatever. You know, I don't know.
I would say, don't do something that your partner loves and you hate. Get together on something. Don't do it just because somebody else loves it. Because you're just ruining your life.
Find mutual
Yes,
fun.
right.
Well, we can't end it like that.
Hmm? What?
Can't end it like that. Can't end a video like that.
Can't end it like that?
No. Why don't we end it with a favorite memory of the two of you or family?
Watching my grandchildren be born.
Right. At this stage of the game, that's what we're living for, our family. That's all we have left, and that's where we are. We love to see our family. We're always happy when we.
I lost
all-
my parents very early, and my mother couldn't have that part of the happiness.
And your father
Yeah.
also.
But I had a wonderful mother-in-law and father-in-law, and it gave me great pleasure when I saw them holding their grandchildren, their great-grandchildren.
Oh yeah. Yep. That's what we're living for now. Is you, your brother, your mother, and your father.
But I don't know if my grandchildren's ever going to get married.
Yeah, that's what we want. We want to be here long enough to have great grandchildren, hopefully. But if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. We're happy with what we have.
Yeah.
We love what we have. And
Whoa.
and we want you all to.
I want them to be happy, whether they're married or they're not
Every
married.
generation, your parents always want their children to do better than they did.
They don't have to be married.
And now we want our grandchildren to do better than their parents have done. So,
Look at this dog. Happiest
Hi,
dog ever.
Jackie Poo. He's my baby. My back, I want it bent down.
are we still on?
Yeah, kind of.
I want a picture with my baby. Come here. Come here. Oh, God. He picked up. All right. Look in the camera.
That's the Shackster.
Look in the camera.
Probably the smartest little dog we've ever had.
Yeah?
Yeah. Shima tells me to go to his room. He's right up the steps to his room. He's
Yeah, he didn't even
he
come down to
understands
say hi.
everything you
Huh?
say.
He didn't even come down to say hi.
Who didn't?
Shaq.
Shaq.
He came down. What do you mean?
Well, he didn't like. He's not like Teddy
Oh.
or Peanut that was
No,
just like
no.
run
No,
down.
he's very apprehensive of everybody.
Is that who you remember, the Teddy and Peanut?
Of course.
How about the little
But
Yorkie?
you got to remember, you were little.
Yeah, you were
Where's the
small.
cat?
Where is
They're
he?
all gone. Lucky or Goldie?
Lucky.
You knew Lucky too?
Well, I knew Lucky. Lucky didn't know me.
Yeah. How about Goldie? Did you know Goldie?
No.
I remember we got Goldie from people down the street, you know. He was in a litter. They used to call him Pillow because everybody was on top of him, all the kittens.
Mhm.
And I said, I'll take that one that's underneath everybody. So they said, you want that one? Like, he's nobody, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I said, yeah, that's the one I want. So I took him. And about maybe 13, 14 years later, the boys were visiting the neighborhood. So they must have been in their 20s, like 25 or something.
Mhm.
And they came to my door and they said, hi, Mrs. Goldberg, we're just visiting the neighborhood. They said, oh, that looks like Pillow. I said, you know why it looks like Pillow? He says, why? I said, because it is Pillow. He says, how can that be? They're all dead, all those kittens. I said, yeah, but the Goldbergs didn't own them. He was 19 years old at the time he saw him in the window, you know.
Yeah.
And the boys were men. They weren't, boys anymore.
Hey Brian,
What?
I'm gonna redo the. You can't make this out. I'm gonna put it on a.
Type it or something.
No, I'm not.
You
a text.
texted me. You could text.
I know how to
Let me
text.
see it.
Yes.
Let me see it.
You won't be able to. I have to put it more. I was just writing it down on the as my uncle was
Got it.
giving me all these people's names.
Yeah,
I'm a-
draw it out for me.
Huh?
Draw it out.
I'm gonna. I'll make it for
Harry-
Sunday. I'll have it for you Sunday.
There's Schneider. There's
Okay.
Harry Schneider.
Well, I didn't do my mother's family. I just did mine.
Rosie Rubin.
Okay, we're done, Seth.
Who's Rosie Rubin?
That's people who lived in East Baltimore. She was a Goldberg. She married a guy named Reuben. I knew her son. I forgot what his name was. Is Reuben? I know that, the last name.
Well, thanks.
So I'm going to say some prayers for you down in Texas. And you'll be back when? In 6 months?
No.
To
I'm gonna
visit?
be back in the beginning of July.
Oh, you will?
I'm gonna be back at the end of August.
Why is that?
The end of July. I told you this. The beginning of July, I'm going to a bachelor party in Nashville and then coming back here.
Oh,
And me and Jeremy are doing a road trip to
just a
Austin.
bachelor party?
Bachelor party in Nashville, and then me and
Tennessee.
Jeremy are gonna do a road trip to
Austin
with my car. And then
So you know
my
people.
then
You
my
know people who do get married.
yeah.
That's
And then my friend's getting married in August. At the end of August.
Oh, okay. So you'll be. Okay.
So I'll be back here. And
But
then
he'll
I'll
be
back
living
here
in
for
Texas too, though, right? Maybe.
not until after he gets married.
Oh, really? He'll be still here.
Yeah.
Is he going to keep the with the film going?
I think he's trying to get a job.
With the film's going to be defunct.
Defunct? Yeah, probably.
Were you happy doing that?
Yeah. I just want more money.
Huh?
I just want more money.
Okay. I wish I could have got you. I mean, I knew plenty of people over there that would have, put the word out.
Can't you put things outside?
Hey, kiss
Yes.
the camera.
Huh?
Huh?
Kiss the camera.
Oh, we're still talking?
I was recording.
You
Were
are?
you really?
Yeah, get the candid.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Don't
See
be
you in
shit.
the future.
You should have caught us in an argument. Then you would have known the real us.
I think I did.
See
You
you.
think, no, you didn't.
See you in the hereafter, Lord willing. Oh, I didn't know we were still talking.
One of those guys supposed to come over.
1 o'clock,
What time is it?
12:30. We're good. We are good.
It's nice out here.
Yeah, why don't
Yeah.
you leave it out here?
Mhm.
Well,
I gotta have.
See, we still have a sense of humor.
You
so
know, I got bush,
not up to
I
your
got
old
bushes.
standards.
I got bushes out one side, and
Evan, what did you do with that paper? Oh, okay. I didn't see it. I thought maybe you let it drift in the wind.
Nope.
But I'd like to see Jima's tree too, because you said he goes way back, right?
Yeah, he's got some way back stuff. I just gotta.
He worked for the phone company.
back where I probably don't
Not
know.
18. I was 18. No, what was the Bell? Was it Bell Phone Company
I don't know.
before AT&T?
A lot of people died of sepsis or septis or something like that.
Really? What is septus?
I don't know.
Oh,
His mother, was my favorite aunt.
his mother lived to be 100, I believe. My great grandmother lived to be 105.
Wow.
And then I told you, did I tell you? She fell and broke her hip. Her name was Gesundheit.
You told me. Yeah.
Yeah. And her name was Rachel. And she never spoke English, as my mother's mother lived here all her life from a child or young woman, never learned. Well, she probably understood it and could.
Yeah, you told me the story on the phone.
Yeah. And but my
She called
grandfather,
you some Yiddish name.
who Anna, her name was Anna Snyder.
That name sounds familiar.
That was my grandmother.
All right.
But I loved the Jewish cooking, you know.
I got so much packing to do.
Oh yeah.
I
Well,
gotta
you got.
I gotta consolidate everything.
Are you leaving anything behind
Winter
at the
stuff.
house?
Probably winter stuff.
So now, after you come back for the for the weddings in September, right? Now,
August 26th.
Okay, you're going to go back to Texas. Is that where you're going to hopefully live?
I'm just new experience.
I got some
I'm just hanging
cousins.
out.
I got cousins in Texas.
Well, how do you know he wants to live out there?
No, I'm
Maybe
just
he
saying.
wants to be closer to his.
I got two Goldberg cousins in Texas.
Yeah. I'm just following opportunity where I see it.
Right, I understand. Well, you don't know. Well, if it's successful, you'll be there as long.
If it's successful, he can come here as often as he wants.
Exactly.
Let's see. Can I put up with them for
You guys gonna come visit me in Texas?
if we're alive?
All you gotta do is jump on a plane tomorrow.
I hate flying.
Is that gonna stop you from seeing your favorite
flown.
grandson?
You've flown a lot in your life.
And hated every minute of it.
Really? Wow.
Where did you fly?
In the sky.
Mm-hmm.
We went out.
Fly too.
Well, she has a brother in California. Bernard. Maybe he looks. No, who looks like
He
Bernard?
doesn't look like my brother. Steve looks like my
Yeah,
brother.
Steve. Your dad looks like her brother.
How'd your brother end up in California?
Do you have a picture?
Yeah, it was sitting there some.
I think so. How did he end up there? Well, he was an airplane mechanic. And he met the lady. That's where she lived. I guess he was at. Oh, he flew out there years back.
Is he still with us?
Yeah.
I hope so. I haven't talked to him in a while.
Yes, he is. You talked to him about.
I haven't
Six.
talked to him, and I didn't want to tell him how sick I was.
Shima's memory is. You probably noticed a little bit right here. Her memory
When
is
did you talk to him last?
It's been a while.
6 months or a little. Yeah,
More.
you just talked to him not that long ago.
Okay, if you say so.
You should just call him.
First of all, we'll have to maybe get you to look the number up.
I don't even know if he got married. I don't think he ever got married.
He is married. See,
I don't think
see,
he
she
is.
can't remember.
But they're together doesn't mean they're
He's
married.
married.
Okay.
He got married to the lady.
This is your last chance, Jack. You could come say hi to me.
You gonna say hi to him, Shaq?
The only children he has, the one child, is adopted.
Oh.
Wasn't his child.
But he wasn't married to her.
And she's got a lot of, she's rich, he told me.
Owns a ranch or
Yeah.
in where in
And
Arizona?
he was telling me,
What, the adopted?
huh?
The,
The adopted daughter?
Yeah. He told me,
no, the mother of the adopted daughter, isn't it?
no.
Oh, it's the adopted
Yeah.
daughter's rich.
He says to me, Evelyn, she'll shoot. And I said, you know what? She is shooting an animal. I mean, I love animals. But she is shooting an animal to protect her animals because she loves animals. She's shooting a, what do you call those animals
Huh.
that attack?
I said, I'm glad it's
Animals.
shaved a little.
No.
Dolphin.
And when I said that to him, he said, yeah, you're right. It's an animal that will come into your yard and will take your animal.
Hyenas?
No.
Yeah, well, sort of like a, looks like a, not like a dog, sort of. But they're not,
No.
But they're not good animals. You don't want them in your yard.
Yeah.
So she'll shoot them because she's got to protect her animals. She's a great animal lover. She's
Looks
got
like
all
we're
kinds
getting
of
bees
animals.
around here again.
I know.
And he's going
Scott was
after it.
supposed to be here
Knucklehead.
to-
Well,
do
she
things
found
for
a
him.
way of
I
making
got done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fell
Leave it
down the
open.
steps.
Who's hot?
It is? Is it hot in
There's
there?
a bunch of crats. I hope I don't get that.
He
Hey,
went
Brian.
to, he went to eat it. He'll jump it and eat the bee. That scares
Is
me.
that your phone?
I was recording this whole thing.
Oh, were you?
Tricked ya.
Let him get started. Let him
Still doing
preface this.
Yeah.
We got somebody.
Hey, Brian.
Stop, turn off that
Nasty. He's a nasty little prick.
Oh, God, this thing broke.
48 minutes we got.
Jesus. So what's going to happen with the
Seth,
film?
see-
Is that still going to be your business out there, or
No.
completely something different?
Completely something different.
Medical field?
Heavy industry. Safety.
Are you going with people?
A guy I met.
What's he into?
He is like a captain's mate on a big ass
Cruiser.
ship. Like that does like heavy industry construction,
Ah.
deep sea construction.